Yeah. What's up? What it do, man? Yeah. Today, man, I want to address this new black conscious movement to where black Americans are now claiming to be Native American. Um, in a lot of cases, we do have some history that points to that we were here way before the European got here. So that's true. You even have my background country's beliefs. You got the Garifuna people that fought all through the Caribbean and was chased off different islands. You can go do that research. The Garifuna people of Belize and Honduras. They fought from the Virgin Island to all those islands, man. They was fighting the Europeans until they got pushed back all the way back to Belize and Honduras. That's how they end up there. The story was that they had they shipped a lot slave ship crashed when they was fighting and they all jumped off. But that's they all jumped off and ended up on them islands. But that's just a part of the story. But we do have a history here on this planet. You can go to Mexico. You can look up. You can see the Olmec heads. One of the scholars in Mexico said those were Negroid people when they did the research. You have the pyramids of Mexico. You have the pyramids of Central America, and all the way down, all the way to Brazil. Man, you have pyramids, man, and they all link to each other, man. You have then you have the ancient civilizations like the Aztecs, the Mayans, which came a little later, and that's what they call Indians today of the South and North America. Today, if you go in those regions, you will see. If you go down south to Central America, all the way down to Brazil, you got people that live in the jungles, more of the Mongoloid, Indian-looking type people that have been there for thousands of years, the people of the Amazon River. So you have different phenotypes that live there now. But we also gotta keep in mind that there was an Atlantic slave trade, and that did happen. Mostly, a lot of blacks did come from the region of Africa, and you can also look at the American ancestors, the freedom fighters, and all the people in the government fighting and making speeches in the 1800s. They also recalled themselves being from Africa. None of them were saying that they were natives. You know what I mean? So you can go do this research, or even on all the freedom fighters of North America, all the blacks, Harriet Tubman, and all these other people. They never spoke of being native. You know what I mean? And if you find that, hit me back up and send me the information and link so I can go search it. But they never talked about being Native American. That lets you know right there that they were linked to Africa. Also, if you go down south and you go to the Caribbean, a lot of those people preserved their their heritage, and you still see a lot of the practices that they do that's similar to the practices that they do in Africa. The music, if you really look through Caribbean, most of the music, you got soca, punta rock, that you know what I'm saying, the drums, and even when you go down to Colombia, the blacks there, they all play the African drum. You know what I'm saying? They all linked to that links them back to Africa. They all played the drums. If you look at the indigenous people of America, the people in the Amazon, they more like play more like flutish, blowing instruments. They don't really knock the drums like the Africans do. But if you go throughout from North America to South America, even the blacks in North America will try to link back to their heritage and play the drum. We move to the drum. We don't move to no. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Ay, that's not us. You know what I mean? So now blacks should try to claim, say that they're Indians and they're natives, and this is crazy because we don't even move like that. You know what I mean? We our beat is to the drum. Our heartbeat is to the drum. Always been to the drum. So you can just look at all all the countries, the small countries through South America, through the Caribbean, and most of them people preserve their culture because a lot of those people in the Caribbean, a lot of those countries fought the European for their independence. You know what I mean? And they didn't get done the same as the Black Americans have got done, to where they got stripped away of everything, to where they don't even know no kind of culture, no kind of no kind of culture, not even food, man, because they was even, you know what I'm saying, they was even not meant to cook their own the food that they usually cook. You know what I mean? But if you go down to like Louisiana, man, the rice and beans and the food that you know, the diaspora love to stew food. You know what I'm saying? Like stewed chicken, stew oxtail. And if you go down south to Louisiana, you'll see that a lot of Louisiana people still do that. You know what I mean? But when you go around the country, other places, you don't find that, because it was 100% taken away from them. Everything they did, dancing, they couldn't practice nothing. You know what I'm saying? Well, in the Caribbean and in Central America, they were still able to preserve a little bit of the ancestry culture that they possessed. Now I heard Tariq Nasheed, man, say something about they have their own people here that they can, you know, look to for greatness, which is true. You know, you're gonna look for your freedom fighters and everybody for greatness. Everybody does that. But when I'm gonna tell you something, it's a reason why we go to these public schools and we learn about Rome, we learn about all these gods, pagan gods, Zeus, and all this stuff. Even though wasn't directly, even if the empire wasn't directly them, but they were still linked to it through bloodline, the Europeans. This is why they teach us that, because they go all the way back to show their empire, their strong empires that ruled the world, and they're still controlling the world today. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with us, with black people going back to Africa to the strong empires and teaching us our strong empires we had. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's still cool to do so. You know what I mean? So when I heard him say, "Oh, you don't have to go there to you don't have to go back to Africa to you know what I'm saying, to look for greatness," that to me, that was like, whoa. You know, it's the reason why every other people around the planet do the same thing. The Arabs do it. They go to their empires, the Persian empires. That was thousands of years ago. And a lot of them don't even live in Persia, you know what I mean? But that was the Islamic history, you know what I mean? So you do, everybody else goes back far to their history, and then now we got blacks in America saying that we indigenous to this country, and then we was already here. 6% black people was only brought here from slavery. I mean, from on the ships. You know what I mean? I mean, this is crazy, man, but I just want to put that out there, man, and give a little history on the whole region of North America and South America. And another thing, man, can you name me a spot where black people live in snow? I'm talking about black Illinois people who live in snow around the world. Name a country to where they're indigenous to that country where it's snowing, because mostly North America is cold. We only have really the Western Hemisphere, of the United States that's not cold, but not even in the Caribbean it snows. No, I'm trying to figure out where, you know what I'm saying, New Guinea, where do it snow where black people live at? Like where it's like we live in the snow. Where does it snow? You know what I mean? I seen in the movie Wakanda, them dudes, I forgot the name of it. They tried, but they lived in the mountains in the snow. But that's, you know, no black people live in no snow. So if we indigenous here, we was living in the snow. You know what I'm saying? Hunting buffaloes. So I want to know, man. Name a country to where they live in the snow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we would if when black people was free from slavery, I think if it snowed there, motherfuckers would have got up and left and went somewhere else. That's why you don't see no blacks in the Caribbean living in snow. You don't see no blacks around the world, in Australia, New Guinea, all these islands, even all the way to Africa. They don't live in no damn snow. So why is blacks saying we indigenous to this country, where mostly North America on the East Coast all the way to to down near the Midwest is very cold. So you gotta let me know, where did we live in Atlanta, Memphis, you know, there in them regions, Miami, you know, it's cool, it don't really snow, California, Texas, but the East Coast it does. So I just want to Canada, oh that's for sure. But the Indians, they lived in the snow, you know what I'm saying? They hunted buffaloes, they took the buffalo was one of their animals to where they got the huffs or their skin to make his tents and make his sweaters and jackets and all that to bear snow. You know what I mean? We didn't walk around like that. So now we said we indigenous. It's crazy, man. So just leave your opinion, man. Subscribe, man, and we can have more talks like this. And you know, let me know. Send me a link though if you know one of our American ancestors, the American freedom fighter ancestors that said that we was indigenous. Find that for me.